party started.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hopefully, y'all had a great day today.
I'm here.
It wouldn't be allegedly because he was charged.
Welcome to speak. I'm here. Welcome to speak. I'm here.
Why, those must be some good wings.
I'm here. Who you with, Kirk Dog?
Happy Thursday to everyone. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt Dog. I'm M, Who You With, Kurt Dog. Want to welcome y'all to the show tonight on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, D Live. No matter where you're listening at, like, share, tell a friend. Y'all know what night it is. It's Thursday night. My girl is in the house. Man, Miss Risky, how you doing tonight?
I'm great.
What's funny?
Lying, I am not great.
I, I, I see you have your lipstick matching your shirt. I see you got to speak on it with Who You With Kurt Doll shirt on.
Yes. I was like, well, let me throw it on. I didn't have to iron it. Because when I
Sometimes
work from home, I pretty much lounge in my pajamas all day.
I feel you on that. Man, so how your week been?
Um, Busy. Like, yeah, just busy.
Okay, just
So
busy.
whirlwind.
Well, that's a good thing. It
Yeah.
better be busy than not being able to do anything at all.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm definitely glad you decided to come and hang out with your boy again on a Thursday night. Um, I know I just love when Thursdays come because you always bring us some good knowledge, some things that we normally would not think about, but you brought something tonight, and
Yes.
we need it. We need it because it's a little bit. We'll talk about it.
So let's see. Today's history lesson is on Alice H. Parker. Let's see. She was born in 1895 in New Jersey. She is the inventor of the heating furnace that supplied central heating for the entire home and buildings. On December 23rd, 1919, she filed a patent for her heating system invention. Her design allowed cool air to be drawn into the furnace, then conveyed through a heat exchange that delivered warm air through ducts to individual rooms of the house. Now, the concept of the central heating system was already around before she was born, but her design was unique because it used natural gas as its fuel instead of coal or wood, and so the inspiration for her design was because, she lives in New Jersey and she felt that her fireplace was not effective enough to warm her home. Because I guess up north it gets harsh. We tropical people, so we need some heat. Her invention at the time was convenient because it meant that people did not have to go outside to chop or buy wood. It also decreased the risk of house fires that heating units posed by eliminating the need to leave the burning fireplace on throughout the night. Although her initial designs were never used, her idea that natural gas and ducts was a major step towards heating systems today. There's not a lot of information on her life before this, but like I said, she was born in New Jersey in Morristown. Um, she went to Howard University Academy in Washington, D.C., and in 1910 she earned a certificate with honors. Parker's patent was a milestone as she was an African American woman in the early 20th century. Her filing the patent preceded both the civil rights movement and the women's liberation movement, which removed many barriers that women of her generation faced. African American women had very limited opportunities, and Parker receiving a patent for her invention during that time was pretty much groundbreaking. So um, it's something that, without her, I mean, somebody probably would have eventually created this central heating system, but she was the one that did it with natural gases. And, you know, you got to give thanks because, it's winter, it's cold, we need to keep our bones warm.
The Black Hair Magic.
Yes,
What
she's
caught
like,
one thing that caught my eyes was she was born in 1895.
hmm
In 1910, she graduated from Howard University with honors.
hmm
So that make her 15 years old.
yeah, she was a youngin. She was a young tenderoni.
Now I see that when she passed away, there's a question mark on that. Um,
Yeah, she died. It said she died 1920. But even that was weird because, like, the dates were weird. So, like, even her date of birth, like, you'll see two different dates, like, depending on which source you find and or stumble upon. So I was like, all right, so 1895 was the most consistent, but then it says she died in 1920.
exactly.
So,
So man, that's interesting. I wish I knew exactly when did she pass away because
yeah,
what
it's
I'm looking
very
at,
vague.
it just have a question mark. You don't say anything about a death or anything like that. But man,
Yeah, it's like I said, depending on where you go, like all the sources, like the dates were kind of changing, and they were kind of off by like I want to say 10 years. And
okay,
so I just went with the one that had the most consistent date. But
okay.
yeah,
Well,
there's
what?
not a lot out there regarding her.
Hmm. But hey, that's Black Bear Magic. If it wasn't from her, we probably still be cutting down trees and using coals to keep the house warm. But we know somebody would have came up with the idea
Yeah,
eventually. But it just shows that um,
she was innovative, and the fact that she decided to use ducks to channel the heat.
exactly
So,
at a very young age. So kudos to her, man. 15 years old. That's a small sister right there.
mhm.
That Black Hair Magic been rolling for a long time. Um, T Cal, welcome to the show. Said happy Thursday, y'all. Out with my family, but had to sneak in and say hi. Hope you've been safe. Um, and how you doing tonight? So uh definitely tune in. Tell your family members to tune in also. Um, so definitely man, that's some good work. Risky always bringing us some good history. And what's going on?
Hey, radio.
Radio is in the house. Um, welcome to the show. I'm sure radio appreciate what Miss Parker did because
Yeah.
man,
Those
uh,
cold winters,
exactly. Well, he's on the side. They don't get much snow, but
but
there,
still, like, it's cold up
yeah,
in there, them there hills.
exactly up in those mountains, and
Yeah.
um, so that's some good news. Um, man, where we want to start today?
So many options.
All right, let's go to Representative Green, Georgia. I said it before. Y'all need to remember this name, Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's time for y'all to vote her out. Uh, y'all need to vote her out because here it is. She said a couple of weeks ago, day one of President Joe Biden presidency, she was going to file impeachment, and she did today for whatever reason. Because I scanned through it and I'm like, She's talking about when he was a vice president, which I feel like is a waste of our tax dollars.
It is. A lot of that is a waste of our time.
And I
Like,
feel
what is her point? What would be the outcome she wants? Like, I just don't get it.
exactly. I think we need to start, I don't know, make a list of folks that do stuff like this and get them an award of the week or something because
The hit list.
we can call it the hit list. Not no hit list because people might
Oh
think
yeah, that's true.
they might think we talking about something else and
Oh yeah,
we ain't like that. So, but she need to she
the diss list.
um no, she said a couple of weeks ago, come January 21st, she was gonna file the paper. The day after the inauguration, she was gonna file them. And what she's trying to do, this is the only thing I could think of. I think she's gonna try to run for a higher office. And she's trying to get those Trump supporters on her side to keep her name out there for she could possibly have them to support her. That's the only reason why I would think that she would do anything like that. Because it don't make sense to me.
Yeah,
It don't make sense at all to use our tax dollars to try to even paying them to even listen to this nonsense.
yeah. And to go to for something that he did allegedly did in the past. Like,
Exactly.
why didn't you come forward then?
Better yet, why she didn't come forward when Trump uh, was hooking all his homeboys up, giving out these stimulus checks, allegedly giving out these stimulus checks to all his homeboys' business. Why you didn't come out then and speak on it then? Because here it is, you're not even giving this man a chance. I feel like it's more personal, uh, and for some odd reason, you upset about it. Look, get over it. He's the president. Get this man a chance. At the end of 4 years, if he don't do what he said he was gonna do, like I've always said, I will be saying, "Hey, let's vote somebody else in." But I can tell you who I won't be voting for. It won't be you, Congresswoman Green. It just won't be you because your horns are sticking out. So, um, yeah, so that's the I guess that's the way we just had to start the show tonight. I don't know. Radio says so now the crazy you sell yourself, the better your chance of moving up the GOP rank. Apparently that's what a lot of them done. Look at Ted Cruz. Look at uh uh mm, the thug here in Texas, Dan Patrick, Greg Abbott, Ken Patson. That's all a political stunt. That's all it is. Trying to make a name for themselves instead of doing what's right and people will recognize what you're doing. But because of today's society that we in with the internet, everybody is trying to get recognized. And that's the problem. You doing negative stuff and then you talk about Christ so much.
Yeah, they're all Christians.
And I'm not gonna judge nobody not gonna speak on nobody relationship with Christ, but a lot of this mess that is going on, I know it's not of God because I'm a Christian, and that ain't of God. When you see somebody talking about grabbing somebody by the kitty cat or spewing out racist slurs and doing all these things, that's not of Christ. You're not even
Hating
giving this man
people.
a chance. Hate, racism. That's all it is. You trying to make a name for yourself. Go sit down somewhere
And
Um,
then it's funny, like you see all these posts, they're talking about oh, the Democrats are this, the liberals are that. And you, not one time have you heard like a real liberal or a Democrat posting such hate-filled post and text. Like you don't see it. It's all of them like the trumpets support, just running their mouth like diarrhea, and it's just like such hate. Like, but they are like, oh, but I believe in God and I'm Christian and did this and that, but I hate. And it's just vicious. And I'm like, wow, y'all are angry. Like, it just doesn't seem right. Like, how are you going to be a Christian and have such hate in your heart for something that it's like it's something as small as skin color or somebody's socioeconomic background or a difference of opinion. Like it's just ridiculous. Like hopefully all this is dies down now that Biden's in office, but all the stuff that came across my pages, I was just like,
exactly. And it's people like this that is going to try to make it continue to go on to try to make a name for themselves. And the only name that you're making for yourself is a racist. You're not giving this man a chance. All because you do not share the same party. And the thing is, if I don't know for sure. I know it was one person that was up on the investigation, either her or the one out of Colorado, for a possible um, giving them a tour or something. I'm not sure which one it was. Now she got a, oh Lord, got a thing talking about impeach Joe Biden. See, and fools will be texting the number talking about impeach Joe Biden. I'm like this. I hope everything you're trying to do backfire on you because you don't want people to start looking in your background, what you
exactly.
really stand for. Um, because this right here is it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Um, I'm trying to pull up something else because something just came to me. Um, um, I just want to make sure before I say it. um, trying to see here because some people do stuff to try to take attention off of their self.
Well, what they end up doing is, like you said, opening the door to their corruption. And believe me, I'm sure their house isn't clean. And those are the people that need to keep their mouths shut and just do their jobs, keep business going as business as usual. Because at the end of the day, like we're here for a common purpose, and it's to make sure the American people are taken care of, make sure we're not being invaded, and make sure that we have health care available to all our people, and not just the rich.
And I wonder why she running her district in Georgia. Um, how's her community in Georgia because she have a lot of time on her hand to tweet and uh, put out a lot of negative stuff about other people. What type of job are you doing for your citizen in Georgia, the ones that you are representing? Because apparently you're not paying attention to what's going on in Georgia because you're spending all your time trying to do other things. Uh, I'm trying to see exactly what county do she represent. Um, because this is crazy. Um, to even waste your time doing this. Da, 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 da. Oh, so now I understand. Well, I already knew that. So, but yeah. So, bottom line, uh, Congresswoman Green, find you some business. Do your job. Represent Georgia the way you supposed to. If not, resign. Resign. Get out of that position. Um, I'm good now. I'm good. um, so earlier today it came out. Uh, that's another. That's another situation right there because she was actually stopped last week trying to come into the Senate, and she was actually stopped and put up a fuss because she do open carry in the House of Representatives. So, and that right there alone is is scary, especially after what happened on January the 6th. So, and I'm gonna be talking about some stuff about I'm gonna go into details about her um later on. Um she's trying to block the bill from entering the Paris Agreement. And I don't know. I think this is the point where American people need to stand up, make sure you voting, and let's really clean the swamp out. That's what Trump kept saying, he was going to clean the swamp, but
He
everybody
also said he was going to have the Mexicans build our wall. So,
exactly.
and I'm still wanting to know what his health care plan was, but I guess we'll never know. It's a sleeve of crackers, Gatorade.
Uh, a case
That's
of
his health care package.
a case of Diet Coke a day, according to radio. That's a lot of sugar. I don't care how you put it, but we're gonna fly it on down to Florida real quick. A leader of the Proud Boys, an extremist group that took part in the U.S. Capitol insurrection, was taken into custody and is facing federal charges. Officials said. Um, Joseph Randall Beards, 37 of Florida, was arrested today and is facing 3 counts: obstruction of proceeding, entering restricted grounds, and disorderly conduct for his part in the siege at the Capitol on January the 6th. Um, the FBI described Biggs in the affidavit as an organizer for the Proud Boys. He appeared in court in Orlando on Wednesday and was released under home confinement and other restrictions. Um, According to his court file, a lawyer who represented him in court did not respond to a request for comments. So, yeah, that's I I don't know. I'm confused on a lot of this stuff for the simple fact I feel that if this was any other terrorist attacking our country, they would not be released from jail. I don't see it no different from anyone else. Um, you attacked America, but you also say back to blue. but it was what, over 50 police officer injured, one lost his life. And some of the videos y'all saying F the police.
I
uh,
remember when that was a thing rappers said, oh, they wanted to ban all rappers
yeah.
for saying, F the police. But
So my thing is, at some point we got to say enough is enough. Now I hope at some point we can all come together, work together, make America great like the country it is, but it need to be equal across the field. And it also, we need to stop judging people by the color of their skin. Get to know a person before you try to judge them. um, so a lot of people have been arrested since January the 6th. They are continue to arrest people. And as they arrest more and more people, we're finding out some of these people are police officers, business owners. And it's like, wow, you're supposed to protect and serve, but you did a terrorist act on our
they don't see it
country.
as that. They see it as that they were just protesting and it was peaceful and we didn't destroy anything.
I don't know how it was peaceful.
I know. Well, I mean, that's what I've been seeing. They're seeing it a whole different light. And I was like, somebody left bombs. And then I heard rumors that someone defecated in some offices and urinated. Like, that's disgusting. Like, like, what was the plan? Like, why? Like, what was the point of that? Like, you're destroying government property. You're seizing a Capitol building. Like, if you are so patriotic, why not just stand out front with a sign and just, show that you are not in agreements with their policy or their plans? You don't have to storm the whole Capitol and destroy property, but
Exactly.
they're not looters or thugs or terrorists. They're, just I don't know.
Exactly. And speaking of that, I ran across the story. I didn't even read it. I said, boy, this I don't understand. Mitch McConnell wanna delay the impeachment trial for Trump to get him more time to prepare. Well, he been prepared for 4 years. This not his second go round. He
Right.
know what he just did. How much preparing do you need?
To make sure his name stay out of it.
Exactly.
He's like, wait, let me make sure. Let me make sure I didn't sign off on some things.
Exactly. I agree with you on that radio, the extreme element of the white ring want to move society back in time. They can't handle the fact that change is a part of life. See the thing, you finna
Well,
say
they
something?
also need to feel like they're above somebody, certain groups of people, and you can't have people exceeding them, and they need to feel like they're in charge. And that's the problem, like that power that certain people have. And that's why we'll never, get over racism, sexism, you know, homophobia, none of that, because they want to, keep that as a distraction to keep us apart.
Exactly. And not only that, you have to realize that it's a new day, it's a new time. We have to adjust as we move forward. Things are not like it was back in the 1895, back when Miss Parker was born, and it's not the same like it was in 1900 when my grandfather was born. It's not the same 1950s or anything like that. It's not even the same like it was in 1980. We have to make adjustment with time because this world grow, technology grow, we have to continue to make change. And if we don't do that, we're not going nowhere. It's going to be the same thing over and over. But at some point, you have to want to do something different. You have to, because hating somebody just because they don't share the same views as you, or they look different than you, it shouldn't be like that. And I would tell anyone, just like I think her name was Elizabeth, that came on the show when I talked about Guy Rifton, the local guy out of Wiley that was arrested and allegedly made threats to his family. Well, like I told her, if he want to come on and give his part, give his side of the story, he's more than welcome to come on. That's just like with anyone else that was at the Capitol. You're more than welcome to come on and share your story. Tell what happened. Because other than that, you leaving it no choice but to hear one side of the situation. But hey, I'm like this. This platform is for everybody. Long as you are respectful and respect the show, the people that are watching the show, commenting, this is a platform for you. I don't care who you represent, because at the end of the day, if we was blindfolded, didn't know each other, couldn't see each other, we would treat everybody just like a human being. But now it's all about colors. It's all about your rank in society.
Yeah, just distractions.
Exactly. Remove all of that. Let's come together as people. Um, so I'm like, hey, it's time for a change. It's definitely time for a change. We can
But isn't
do
it funny though, like with these, like he said, angry mobs? Like every generation has like a mob story, like the Salem witch trials, and like or um, Tulsa bombing. Like all these angry mobs of people destroying things for no reason. Just because, oh, well, he's got more land than me, or they're coming up, oh, or, they're doing well, we're going to destroy them.
it. Exactly.
So you just incite a riot and get like minded people and just, like a swarm of locusts, just destroy anything in your path.
Or somebody go and tell a lie on somebody, and they knowing in their heart they lying on this person just to upset somebody. And then that's once the results happen, they go on by their way.
Hmm.
Then 40 or 50 years later, we find out it was a lie.
Exactly.
Like the one that lied on Emmett Till. I still feel like she should be charged with his murder.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care how old she is.
Listen,
That
if they got Bill Cosby, they can get her.
exactly. And they could get Trump too.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm all for it. But and I'm like this: the FBI is letting people know that if you was there, they're gonna come and get you, and they're telling people it's best you go ahead and turn yourself in. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but if you was there, what's gonna happen? They're gonna come and get you.
You'll be a fugitive.
Exactly. Uh, I've seen many of stories where people decided to turn themselves in after they seen themselves on the FBI most wanted list, wanted by the FBI, seen it on local news or online or something. Let's just speed up the process. Turn yourself in, deal with it because you're gonna have to deal with it at some point. You don't have a choice. You will have to deal with it. So
And if
that's
you're proud about what you did and the statement you were trying to make, what's the problem?
stand. How you
Don't be
stood up?
cowards now.
How you stood up and did it? Let's continue to
Man
stand
up.
up. Mhm. Yeah, exactly, man up. Let's get out there and make people know. Yeah, I did it because they coming.
Yeah, don't be scared now.
They are coming. Um, put it like this, like you say all the time, Miss Risky. The one that the one that talk first get the better deal.
hmm I watch
So
all the ID channels.
you may wanna get in there real quick.
hmm
So
Get you a meal and start telling all the secrets.
exactly, because I'm like this, and I know dealing with people dealing with conspiracy theory, they go, they listen to what they say, they believe it. But please, only thing I can ask you to do, research. Do your research because think about where the source is coming from. Look at Trump. Him and Rudy Giuliani both gave this speech before that riot happened and said they're going to march down the street to Capitol Hill and demand they change the election. What did he do? He probably went to the White House, got him a Diet Coke and some extra buttery, salty popcorn or something.
No, I think he was at the salon trying to get his hair fixed.
Oh, it was his tanning appointment.
hmm
Um, yeah, so that put it like this, please do not get behind people that lies. Because if they lied to me, they'll lie to you. And that's what Trump have done his whole entire time in office. He lied about everything. Every time that man opened up his mouth, he lied. And unfortunately, uh, Congresswoman Green, she's going down that same rabbit hole. I think they said in the last month she have said about 12, I think 11 or 12 things false in the last 12 months. In the last month. That was one of the stories that came up. And I'm like, look, going down that same rabbit hole as Trump. Our seats at tables are not good. Um, oh, yeah, he changed since 9/11.
He did. Like everybody was praising him. He was like the next best thing since sliced bread. And
But
then all of a sudden it was just like, whoa, what just happened?
what happened was he got in that ring with Trump. That's what happened. He started listening to what Trump was saying about running for the president, having him as his attorney, and all of this brainwashed him. And now the man is facing jail time, allegedly facing jail time, because he was there, gave a speech just like Trump about a fair election that he said they stole, hyping
That
people up and
power.
going like a fool. But
Yeah.
once again, everybody think just because Trump said it, it's the truth. No, it's not. It's not the truth. At some point, you have to think for yourself. Think for yourself. Do your research. I'm not talking about go to some of these uh, videos that talk about conspiracy all the time. Don't go do your research on that. It'll make you think you is right, but it's not. And I kind of find out putting out conspiracy theory is a big money maker
Hmm.
because a lot of people they have a lot of followers, have plenty of followers because people are so stuck on instead of doing the research for yourself, they want to listen to what someone else is saying.
It's that instant gratification, and then they start getting consumed with that power, or like say they're on Instagram or Twitter, they get more followers the more outrageous the claims are, and
Exactly.
they're just consumed with it, and then before you know it, they just can't stop it. It's like an addiction.
And you start listening to it, and it just get worse and worse. What's going on? Marcella Smith is in the house out of Louisiana, trying to get back to Texas. He said, "Oh, he trying to get back to Texas because he loved everything in Texas." um, but welcome to the show, Marcellus, and anyone else that is just listening to the show. I see we have several people on. Welcome to the show. You can live chat with us. You are listening to Speak on It with Who You With, Kurt. Though, um, don't be afraid. You can live chat with us. You can definitely communicate with us. We don't bite. We don't bite at all. So um man, so we was talking earlier and then we started and I kind of hit on it earlier about these different people that are coming out and now it's coming out that a lot of people are police officers. Um Some people are like leaves in the wind. Wherever the wind blows, that's the way they go. Man, you just preached the whole sermon on that because unfortunately, that's the society that we live in today. People, I'm going to say with technology, it's so bad.
It spreads like a virus.
Exactly. And we don't take the time no more to really do research on stuff. Everybody, first thing they do, oh, let's Google this. You get a million and one things come up. You Google was Trump cheated out of the election. You see, it might be the first thing on there and be like, yes, he did was, but you're not looking at that 999,000 other ones that say no. You look at the first one because it's feeding to what you believe in. So it's completely different because I know back in the days before cell phones became real popular, I knew everybody number by heart. Now I only know a couple of numbers. Well, I still know a lot of numbers by heart, but somebody new give me their number, I'll be like,
I don't know anybody's number. Now, incidentally, I do remember our first phone number without the area code,
"Mm,
but I don't remember anybody else's like currently.
yeah,
It's saved in my phone.
well, I know of course I know my wife number by heart because I had to tell her when we first got together. I'm like, hey babe, you have to remember my number because if something happened, you don't have your phone, you can always reach me if you know my number. and now she know it. Yeah, took her a couple of years, but she know it, and I'm like, hey, if I'm gonna know anybody number, it's my wife, my mom, my sister, um, people that I need to get in contact with. If something happened and I don't have my phone, um, I have know a lot of other numbers, but yeah, I'm gonna definitely keep my numbers.
I know my grandmother's, but she's had that for a while.
Well, that's like one of my aunts. I know everybody who number I know they've been having it a while too before cell phone just took over. They've been having it for a long time. I agree with you, Marcellus. Knowledge is power, but it has to be the right knowledge. Exactly. And I wanna ask the question. We didn't even think about asking the question tonight. Um, have I'm gonna ask you, Risky, have you lost some friends or family members that don't communicate with you no more due to the election or the different views y'all
No,
been?
we lost them because of other issues back in the day.
Well, so
That
they
we
was
will
on
not
hold.
disclose on the show.
Mhm.
So no.
Well, I know, like I said before, I have associates that because of our views, um, this guy I've been knowing for mm, shoot a long time since I was 16. Yeah, been knowing him ever since then, and he had different views about Cal Rittenhouse, and like I told him, man, I'm not surprised you have different views, but at the same time, I'm only gonna speak what I feel that is the truth. I'm not gonna do nothing else. So, but we need to pay attention to that one too. Um, the radio said I'm running into more flat earthers nowadays. Never encountered that opinion years ago. Yeah, and people get upset when you don't want to believe in what they're trying to tell you. They get upset.
Oh yeah, they get hostile.
You see how people try to get upset at me because they want me to click on a link, click on a link, and I tell them no to go watch a conspiracy theory video, and I won't do it. They get upset, want to be disrespectful. Well, God bless you. And holler at your peace. Marcella said, now, I have a white friend. We listen to each other and understand each other. My mama just called me and told me what he put on Facebook made her mad. I told her that's his First Amendment right. We don't
Everybody's
have,
got an opinion.
yeah, we don't have to agree. That's kind of like, I seen this, uh, which station was that last night? One of the local news station. They did a story on couples that had different opinion about the election. One was each couple. One was Democrat, one was Republican, and I seen this black couple. One was Democrat, one was Republican, and I'm like, okay, but they made it work. They had different political views, but they making a marriage work. And I think I heard them say they've been married for 37 years or something. Communication plays a big part in that. If you're able to communicate, anything can take place. Communication is the key. Don't get upset because somebody don't have the same views as you. I'm like, hey, either you have it or you don't, and I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. So I may not agree with you, but it's cool. If we can communicate, we can communicate. But when you come demanding that I watch a video and stuff like that, like for instance, I forgot the guy named last time told me to pull up two people. And I said, I'm gonna do it. And when he came back the next night and asked me if I watched it, I said, no, I didn't watch the video, but I did pull up the people. And what I seen what they stand for, I wasn't gonna go and waste my time to watch videos. I don't even agree with their bio. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna waste my time with that. I sure won't. So I know we've talked about for the ones just tuning in, cause I still see numbers coming in. Um, welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm Who You With Kurt Dog. This is Miss Risky. She's my co-host on Thursdays, and we just here to have a good time, bring some knowledge to some people. Um, if you didn't catch the beginning of the show, definitely go back, watch the replay because Miss Risky brought us some knowledge. That heat that you feeling right now in your home, that's that from that black girl magic. Miss Alice Parker. So definitely check it out. She born 1895. Not sure exactly when she died, but at 15 years old, she graduated from Howard University. So uh, thank her for the heat that we have tonight. Um, so that's a good thing. She's the one that made it possible. Other than that, we still would have been chopping woods down and bringing coals in.
Burning
So
down our houses.
exactly. So thank her for that. And Miss Risky always bring some good history. Um, the ones that make me mad is the ones that try to make me believe what they believe. Exactly. That's not communication. That's brainwashing, trying to convince you to believe what they believe. And I don't deal with that. I'm like, hey, that's your opinion. I move on. I don't care who it is. I found that a while back. One of my cousins, he was a big Trump supporter, and all of a sudden, he would if I post something, he'll make a comment, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna go back and forth because I forgot you are a Trump supporter. That's fine. And I found out a couple of years later he had unfriend me. I didn't lose no sleep. So uh radio said the demand of conspiracy theory content has gone up. Where there is a demand for something, there are people who will provide content to fill it. Yeah.
Yeah, remember when back in the day the conspiracy was UFOs? Like that was like the big thing. Like I subscribed to the Time Life books. I had a whole subscription. I watched all those shows. And
I
I
think
was
we
like
all had them at
everything,
some point.
you know. X Files was huge.
That's why they had the show.
Yeah, like that was a big deal. And now we got flat earthers coming to the forefront, trumpets, just with all their randomness.
I used to hate them.
Like they'll just argue a point, and it's like, where are you getting this from? But it's true. It's like, why are you yelling at me?
What was that show that would come on with the weird, scary sounding music?
That could be any show.
It was one. It was dealing with conspiracy theory, aliens, and
Like,
back
well,
in
not
the
unsolved
80s.
mysteries, but something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And the guy come out talking real slow. You're watching. I forgot what show it was, but it was just kind of
All ominous in his little what is it, trench coat. Like I can see it. I think it's Unsolved Mysteries. Was it Unsolved Mysteries?
No, because Unsolved Mystery was dealing more with deaths and stuff. I don't know.
No, because it was just unsolved like mysteries. Like it was aliens and missing people.
Yeah. Either way, it's not good. Marcellus want to know what you sipping on tonight.
I decided to drink some Japanese beer, Kirin Ichiban. It's
Oh,
like a malt beer.
is it
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, very tasty.
Cool. Well, you didn't ask what I was sipping on.
What you sipping on, Kurt?
Some H2O.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got that right here.
I've had. Why yours looking green though? That look
Hmm?
more like tequila or something.
No, it's just the glass.
Oh, the color.
Yes, my glass is green.
I think
Got it
this
at the Dollar Tree.
my second cup since we've been on, and then I have my containers. I'm sipping on some H2O. Um, he said I'll pass on the drinks. Well, hey, I have my times. I might sip every once in a while. Drinking is not a necessary thing for me, but I'm okay.
Pardon me for a minute. I have my heater fan on, and it was on max, and I'm like, ah, I'm hot.
Oh, that's why you're over there glycerin.
I was like, I'm gonna pass out. I was like,
I
you got that little fan got hot quick.
Girl, your lipstick gonna start running like Juliana
Oh
Di-
no, I get the good stuff. I get the good stuff.
gonna
Yes.
start running like Juliana Di was.
And if Revlon wants to give me a contract,
Hey, eh,
just saying.
be like, hey, eh, tell them send you every color to match with all the shirts you wear.
Well, not every color. I gotta match my tones.
Well, that too, but uh, radio said I did a one-off gig where we all dressed up as Trump and called the band No Collusion. I think radio does stand up on the side because he be coming with some one line hitters. I'll be like, man, I had to tell him the other day. I said, look, I cannot read the comments while I'm in the middle of talking because radio will say something. And I just start laughing in the middle of whatever I'm saying. It could be something serious. I'm like, look, I would not read them no more.
Yeah,
Um, Marcella said, I don't drink a lot of laugh, but I come close a few times. Well, I'm like this. You have to know you because I've had people tell me um, they drink and they drink, but they drink until it's all gone. It's okay to drink, but don't overdo it.
yeah. I like to remember my days
Exactly.
and nights.
Now, I have in my younger days, I think that's why drinking is I could drink or not drink, depends on how I feel. But in my younger days, I used to drink a lot, and I'm like, no, I just don't. It's not a thing for me. Um,
Yeah, I remember in my younger years, like I'm still recovering from that party I went to. And all I'm gonna say, I mean, it's not racist, but Mexicans parties don't end, and they have all sorts of tequilas. And listen, one day I had to pull my eye because it was doing a little cross. Got a little crossed. I had to pull it back.
yeah,
I remember, but it's a lot. You gotta know
certain
what you're getting.
certain people, I just don't party with. I just don't do it. When we got married, we had of course, coming back through duty free, and we just grabbed some stuff we just wanted to try. and there's one particular liquor that we grabbed, and I said I would never drink that again. I call it the snake oil. Uh,
Not snake oil.
Presidente. I don't care. You can drink it straight, it's strong. You can mix it, it gets stronger. You can put water in it, it got even stronger. I said, no, I can't do it. I said, forget that.
Yeah, I tried like all sorts of tequilas, and they were smooth. And then they broke out one in a canteen, and I think it was their version of a moonshine.
Uh-uh.
That's why my eye, like my one eye, literally crossed,
Yeah,
and I
that
had to pull it back. Like I was cool, and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm good." And then that eye cross was like, "No, I'm not good. I'm not good at all."
now,
So yeah, don't drink anything from a canteen, and that's from Mexico. Don't do it.
so you prefer dark liquor or light liquor?
I'm a body girl. Little vodka.
Oh,
That's
okay.
my go-to because you can mix it with anything, and you know, you get a good one. It's smooth.
Mm. I Kip Radio said one of my old singers could drink 24 beers in a night. Back in the days when I used to drink, um, back in the days I used to drink Bull or something. But then back in the days when you used to be able to go and get uh, 3 bottles of Boom for 'em for $5, telling my age now. But I would take the first 2 bottles and I would turn them up, and when they came down, they was empty. So, and that last one, I just kind of sip on it.
Yeah.
But
And that was the only drink, the Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill, that
strawberry,
you stick. You can put a straw in it, and you know what? No one judges you. You're not being judged. I mean, it's $1. I think at the time when I was in college, it was like $1.38 at Walmart.
oh wow,
Like
yeah,
for real.
you used to be able to get them for 3 for $5 at the liquor store back in the
Like
days.
they're nothing. And that was the only. But man, don't drink too much because that's the worst hangover.
That cheap
Like
stuff.
that mess tear all your insides up.
Uh, I had I had did a party one year. It may be my 20. I used to do a lot of parties back in the days, but um, so I lived in this apartment, and I did this party, and 2 young ladies, um, I knew one of them, and then a friend. They decided to stay the night, and next morning, I think I had a package of frozen weenies in there, and they went and fit some. They made a breakfast, some of that good old pole man breakfast. But long story short, we had a couple of bottles of Thunderbird left over. Yeah. So one of them said, "You have any Kool Aid?" I said, "Yeah." She went in there and got the package of Kool Aid, put it in that Thunderbird, mixed it up real good, put it in the freezer, let it get cool. I said, I'll never do that one again.
Do you have all both of your kidneys?
I was like, boy, that Thunderbird. See, back in the days, we used to say, what's the word? Thunderbird. Yeah, but I was like, that Thunderbird was no joke.
Yeah, I've never had that, but
Now you could get moonshine at the liquor store here, radio. Um,
yeah, but ain't the same as those illegal ones.
true.
I'm just gonna let you know because I dated a dude in the Navy. His uncle from they were from Oregon would send him off with some different moonshines and a couple of sips take you out,
That was the
like for
R.
real.
That was the R whiskey.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he made flavored ones and it was smooth, but again, few sips, like you have to mix it. but you still gonna be incapacitated.
I think the first time I started seeing the moonshine was in um I want to say I was in Louisiana or somewhere, and I see this little mason jar had some fruits in it. I was like, moonshine, that looked kind of interesting. Got some. I was like, whew, yeah, I could have lit a match with that. And then turned around and ate that fruit. I was like, oh no, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So, but yeah, moonshine is a big thing now. Uh, I want to say you can find it at most liquor stores here in America.
Yeah. My
Because
sister actually, she gave me some little mini ones and a candy cane for Christmas. It's like behind me in my little bar. I
oh,
haven't I haven't christened them yet.
oh,
Well, one of them I did because I put it in my Whataburger shake because it was like a cream, and I was like, I slept well that night.
I'm sure you did.
And
I'm
it's
sure.
like a little shot. That's it.
Mm, well, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. But this have really been a great week. Um, I'm tired. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I'm tired. I tell you, I didn't go to sleep till 3 this morning, got back up at 6, tried to go back. I was struggling if I was gonna go work out, and I decided to lay back down, got back up at 8. And I said, okay. So I'm tired. It's been a rough week. Um, but it's been a good week. Definitely been a good one. But um so I know we didn't get a chance to talk yesterday. How did you feel about the inauguration? What was your thought about it?
My thoughts more like a sense of relief that maybe something we'll get something going in a positive light. But the whole process was lovely. Michelle looked fantastic. Um, I love watching her, and George will always find his girl Michelle, his little crush. Like he's like, you could text him like, "Hey, we about to go to this little soiree." And he's like, "Who all gonna be there?" "Oh, your girl Michelle." "Oh, I'm there. I'll be right there." Like he'll like be in his pajamas and then get dressed real quick just to go see her. Like he will always find Michelle.
And that's good. That's the way, regardless of what party you represent, that's the way you should be able to work together.
Right.
And to see President Obama, President Clinton, President George Bush to get that speech yesterday and talking about unity, and that was just like wow. Um, but that's all right.
Yeah,
I'm
just
glad.
coming together regardless of your views, and it's like you gotta respect that. Like George, I didn't like him as president, but I bet he is fun at parties. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
would love to hang out with George.
I would kick it with him. I'd be like, hey,
Listen,
what you want to
he
do?
would have you up all night probably,
I
and be
tell him,
like, "Listen, I gotta go home, George."
I tell him, come on over to the house, man. We got an extra room you can spend the night in.
Like George.
Be like, hey, come over here and chill. I throw something on the grill or I'll whip something up. Either way, yeah, come on over and chill. Now he come a long way compared to Katrina, because Kanye
Yeah.
said it best during that time. George Bush don't care about black folks, but
Well, none of the politicians do. Like that's the whole thing. Because we are so far down on the totem pole, we don't produce like have our own economy, so it's not worth it to protect us. Just like as slaves when we were, um, considered citizens. What was it? Around the 1800s, we were citizens, and but like people could still do things to us without repercussions. and consequences. Like
Exactly.
we're just fair game. And that's why we have the issues we're having with the abuse of power with the police and legal system, or just, people in other countries, they don't respect us because what they see on TV, we're thugs, we're poor, we're this and that, because, well, we have nothing to offer, so they can say all that stuff. Like we have no power. So,
Exactly.
this is our time to shine. We need to get it together, and we need to throw something at them, create things, create our own economy, open up our more businesses, and hopefully with this new government, or this new regime that's coming into place, hopefully we have more opportunities to do so. Because I know even Biden has said that he wanted to narrow that gap, because there is a wide gap, and we're the ones suffering for it, because
Exactly.
though it wasn't made for us. Like, yeah, all men are created equal, but that little asterisk at the bottom, that imaginary asterisk at the bottom, said black folks, immigrants, gays, this and that.
Exactly. Now, one thing I wish we could have seen, and it's gonna go kind of into the last statement that radio said about it was better Trump didn't attend. That's true because it would have became a super spreader.
Mhm.
But
And he would have made it about himself.
exactly, it helped. Oh, he even talked about talking about if they raise your taxes, I told you so. I'm like, really? Dude, get off. Get off now. But I wish President Carter could have been there also, because I remember as a child when he lost his race, I would always saying, he's still my president. And President Carter, even at his age today, he's still doing a lot of things in the community. And
Wasn't he building houses
he's
not too long
still
ago?
he's still doing that. Still doing
He's
it.
like 200 years old and just out there
And
doing the grunt work.
and even with I guess when he got diagnosed with was it brain cancer last year or the year before or something, he didn't let it stop him. He's still out there on the front line, still doing stuff for the community. That's the type of leaders that we need today. That's what we need, because he been doing it ever since he left out of office. And I think he's like 90 something.
Yeah, he up there.
Yeah, he's up in age, but he's
But
not
you
allowed.
got to stay. He stays active. That's for sure. He's like,
Exactly.
listen.
So I appreciate him, um and I wish he could have been there yesterday. I wish they would have uh, zoomed him or something and allowed him to give a speech with President Obama, President Bush, and President Clinton. That would have been awesome, because President Jimmy Carter is still doing some great work today in Atlanta, and not just Atlanta, but all across the world, because of um, his profit that he have nonprofit that he have building the homes and stuff, and it's just it's
He
all
leads by example. It's like, listen, you want to get things done, let's do it. Like he's
exactly.
not afraid to just get his hands dirty.
And if Trump would have showed up, it would have became a super spreader. And I hate to say allegedly, that's the reason why President Carter didn't come, because he knew he didn't he know the it needed to be sprayed down first.
Well, like you saw Bernie off to the side. He was like, listen, I just came just to pay my respects, and then I'm gonna go to the post office right quick.
Yes, I was wondering what was that envelope he had.
He was multitasking with his
I,
little mittens.
I was like,
I was like, is he going to give a speech? Or was he just passing through? Maybe somebody gave it to him. I don't know. But the memes that have come out of it is amazing. Like,
exactly.
there's one where he's like on the set of what, um, was it Boys in the Hood?
Oh, they had a full chest.
I mean, it's just a riot. But yeah, I think he was like he was running errands and he was like, "Oh, let me get to this inauguration, and then after I'm gotta go drop some off."
I
Or
said,
like I said, somebody gave him something.
boy, um, yeah, he did his thing. I'm like, okay. Um, yeah,
What did you
how,
think about the performances?
hey, probably did because uh, I started to watch it. They did do some great performances, and I was like, all
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of J Lo, but I'm sure Clinton loved the backside, the back view. I'm
right.
just saying.
um, yeah, so it was actually pretty good. I was running in and out, so um,
Yeah,
I
I had it on the back in the background and while I was working and doing stuff.
and I had a appointment yesterday, so I had to do some running around, but I did. There you go. That Bernie. Uh,
With his
and
little mittens.
that's the one I did right there. I'm like, all right, he's sitting back listening to the music, like, yeah, but hey, but Bernie Sanders, he actually does some good things too.
Yeah, and I hope some of his things that he's like some of his ideas. I hope they implement some of those
Yeah, work for
because I know a lot of people are like, no, it's socialist. Da da da. Da. And I'm like, no, it's just reallocating the taxes to work for the people. Like, what's wrong with helping the people?
is
Like, we're not like nobody's asking for free money or free this and that. Help your people, especially during this crisis. Like, help people out. People are starving.
take care of home first.
Exactly.
They said it was a couple of hundred. It wasn't that many. Majority of them was family and friends, and just like a lot of uh Ted Cruz didn't show up to it. He showed up at the inauguration. Uh, he showed up at the inauguration. Who else showed up? Mike Pence, Vice President Mike Pence
I
showed
know.
up.
I was like, look at him. He's trying to lay the groundwork for the future because he's gonna run.
Yeah, I think he will run 2024.
Yeah,
Uh,
and then he'd
I,
be like, I was there for you,
I think he would. So I
laying
think
that groundwork.
I think a lot of them is kind of setting it up. Nero, man, you done flipped up in here again.
I know, right?
Yeah, he's out of um over there for 45. Uh Ferris, Texas. I think that's what he told me, Ferris, Texas. Welcome to the show. Thank you for always tuning in. Like, share, tell your friends. Um, man, we have a I know I've been talking about it all week, but this have been a great week. Um, it's been a great week this week. Next week we kicking off our artist platform where we're gonna start bringing artists on, and Sunday will be our first time bringing artists on for this season. The two young lady had been here before. Um, New Vision Media. They will be here Sunday talking about the next project they doing. And also um, they always looking for uh, actors and musicians, singers that can work with them. And they gave me a soundtrack of the last when they came out with their show behind. I think it's called Behind Closed Doors. Um, came gave me a soundtrack to it, and the soundtrack is dope. And then the work that they do, they film it. They independent filmmakers. Uh, um, said they independent filmmakers and they do everything themselves. But if you watch their films, it don't look like an independent filmmaker did it. Good quality. So they will be on the show Sunday. T Cal, I see you flip back up in here. My husband showed that last night and I damn near died. um, I thought I sent that 5 minutes ago when y'all were talking about Bernie. Yeah, oh Bernie. He's sitting there looking at the concert like front row seat. Just me and old Abe up here.
I mean, but he's high risk. He was away from all the peoples.
I don't
I don't even remember seeing him interacting with people. He's just like, yeah, I'll just be over here.
and he was wrapped up. He should have just put some plastic wrap all over him because he was so wrapped up. I said, boy, and somebody
Got
broke
you pop pop bundled.
exactly. Somebody had put on Twitter about uh his complete outfit. They broke it down on what it
Oh
looked.
yeah, like dress like Bernie.
I said, boy, and talking about the mask was only $5.95, but the the mittens was like $100 something. The shoes, the pants. I said, boy, they broke it down. But all in all, I appreciate the work that Bernie have done and is doing. Just like any great leaders, if you are for the people, you always will have my support. But when you get in there and try to make it all about you, like Trump, like Congresswoman Green, I don't have time for it. That's why we need to make sure we vote them out. Um, Miss Risky, what else on your mind? I see that beer getting to you.
Oh, that's fatigue.
Oh,
Well, let's see. I did have one other story
okay.
about one of the rioters. You know, because they're snatching them up left and right every other day. They got a few more people. So this one, Riley June Williams, she's 22 years old. She was
Mm,
charged with disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds with intent to disturb um, a session of Congress and other charges. She surrendered to authorities in her home state in Pennsylvania. Um, Allegedly, her ex was the one who reported her.
have a good thing.
All these exes are just ratting on the their loved ones. So yeah, he's considered a witness to the FBI. Says she intended to send she stole a computer from Pelosi's office or a conference room, and she intended to sell it to a friend in Russia, who then planned to sell it to SBR, Russia's Foreign Intelligence Services. According to the ex, the transfer of the computer device to Russians or the Russian fell through for unknown reasons, but they assume that she still has the device or destroyed it. Um, she's still under investigation. And Pelosi's deputy chief and staff Drew Hamill confirmed in a tweet that the laptop was stolen from a conference room on January 6th, but it was only used for presentations. An affidavit David released by authorities in a link to the documentary, can't talk now, about the Capitol riot that was recorded and produced by a British broadcaster on ITV News, in which a woman identified as Williams can be seen yelling, "Upstairs, upstairs, upstairs," and pushing people in the direction of Pelosi's office. And so they got her on film. They got, like, everybody ratted her out. Um, the British broadcasters or reporters went to her mom's home and showed the footage, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's my daughter." So everybody's ratting her out. And but like I said, she turned herself in. But there were reports that said she had fled, but I think that was just a false statement because she ended up turning herself in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And they gonna come get you. That's why
Listen, if I knew somebody who was there, all it would take is a steam pop with king crab legs and a margarita. I'm telling on your mama, your cousins, your babies, your baby mamas. They throw some extra crab legs in there. Oh yeah, listen. I'll just be like cracking them crabs and singing.
be like, hey, they did it. Uh,
Hmm.
and also, it's one more we're gonna hit on before we get up out of here. Also, Michael Joshua, Michael Joseph Foe. He's the young man that was hitting the police officer with welcome to the show, David Hunt out of LA. Man, I'm praying for y'all. He's a longtime listener on the show. And I mentioned it before about Charles Hunt, that when I first got started, he would always come on to the show and be in the chat and always giving encouraging words. And it got to the point where um, some days I would get stressed out about the show and be like, "Man, I'm tired of doing this. I don't want to do it no more." But he would always give me some encouraging words to keep doing it, keep doing what I'm doing. And unfortunately, uh, we lost them earlier this month or last month, at the end of last month. So praying for you, David, and I appreciate y'all for always tuning in and showing love to the show. Um, but what I was saying, I got sidetracked because I seen he just popped online on Facebook. Um, Michael Joseph Foe, he was the guy that was hitting the police officers with a hockey stick. He was arrested today. Um, of course, um, instructors going into a restricted area, but he also facing more charges because um, using a hockey stick as a weapon. So I know most people are facing maybe 10 years. He may be facing way more than that, which he should be.
Hmm.
Um, so definitely,
But again, they were peaceful protesters. No violence.
and
Yeah, like really, like they're just using like what was it? The fireman with the fire extinguisher.
yeah,
Somebody was crushed with the door. Just all this random stuff. It's like, and then the fact that he had a hockey stick. What? Like, you're going to a protest and your mind goes to, you know what?
I'm gonna take
I'm
my
gonna take my hockey stick. Hmm. Like,
I'm gonna take the hockey stick to the protest. Hey,
yeah, like, yeah, like I
but
need to know his thought processes for that day.
um, one of the best things I seen yesterday in the inauguration, um, Officer Eugene Goodman. the brother that was able to distract the terrorists from going into the Capitol Hall, um, where the Senate's and was he led Vice President Harris out yesterday. I'm
He
like,
got
that's
a promotion. He got recognition award. Like
exactly.
kudos. Like
I'm glad he was able to get to be recognized like that, and praying for him, and hopefully he does a great job in that position, and hopefully take him all the way up to the top because that showed some great police work that he did on January the 6th. So, so it's definitely something to look into. Um, like I said, brother Eugene Goodman, you ever want to come on here and bless the show? You're more than welcome. Um, Miss Risky, where can they find you at?
well, hang out on Instagram a lot, so but I'm on all the platforms. RSKEE. I have a website where you can check out my works. RSKEE books.com, where you can just Google search it and see excerpts. WordPress and Wix. I think you can actually get a free download copy still. So check those out. But
Hmm.
just be warned, you may need therapy after.
It's really, it's really a good book. I've read it, read one of them, and you have to.
Like
We're
I go in, there's some sensitive subject matters, but
sensitive matter, but the thing is the reality of it. It's the realistic of it because when I read it, I was like, and she told me from the beginning, hey, it's kind of it's gonna be rough, but if you get past what was it, 6 or 7?
yeah, something like that.
Um, once you get past that, it'll be smoother. But
But you have to go on that journey, and like most kids, because I'm a child of the '80s, and we were free range children, and your friend peer groups was your age to 20-year olds, and anything can happen. And then the stories of my friends, their abuse stories, is all in this one character.
yeah,
He's taking it all.
I think what we need to do is have you added on to one of our artists to come on and just discuss your books. And bring you on and talk about your books, and for people can check them out. Uh, it's real. It's real because even though we're saying it goes deep into it, in a dark place, but this is something that people have dealt with for years, and they need to be talked about, and they need to be exposed. I actually feel like the book probably can help someone, with some of the things she put in there. You start recognizing certain things. So definitely, check her out. Risky.com. Is it risky.com or
Risky books.
oh, riskybooks.com? Check her out. Um, and purchase it because it will make you think. And
Yeah. And I'm working on getting some extra copies, so maybe I'll incorporate it into the show, maybe some giveaways.
and we're still looking for agents, book agents, because hopefully my book will be out this year. So I prefer not to do self-publish, but
Yeah.
if that's what I have to do, that's cool. But we are working on some stuff and trying to make some things happen. Matter of fact, we have Um, we have Arthur coming on soon. Um, they sent me a message last night, told me they sent me the book. I'm gonna read it, and once I get it in my hand and read it, we're gonna bring her onto the show and let her discuss it. And this is reality because her book is based up on her experience. So definitely tune in. We have some great stuff kicking off this year. So just click the notification, like, follow. Whenever you see us come on, jump in. You can always chat live with us and be a part of the show. So, other than that, hey, follow us on all social media. Miss Risky hang out on Instagram quite a bit. I'm on Instagram too. I need to do more with Instagram. People keep telling me I need to do some TikTok.
I did one TikTok.
I'm still trying to learn Instagram. So, but I'm on Clubhouse a lot. A lot of time I'm just listening and go to rooms, listen to certain things, making a lot of connection in Clubhouse. But I'm actually gonna host a room on Clubhouse, so definitely be a part of it and come into the room and let's have a conversation. So. Uh,
And check out my TikTok, my one TikTok.
I'm gonna do a check it. I keep saying I want to do it, but I'm like, I don't
Well, I
know.
just found one that just happened to go with something I'm willing to do that I do on a daily basis.
I'm
So I
gonna
was
have,
like, oh,
I'm gonna check it out and see what it's all about. Um, but definitely, hey, the clock on the wall said that's about all. But we appreciate y'all for listening, tuning in, being a great supporter of the show. Um, You are listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I am Who You With Kurt Dog on Thursday night. Miss Risky is in the house. Come hang out with a boy. We have some great shows coming up. And I did speak with Miss Kincaid. So she's going through her schedules, trying to give me a date that she could come next month. Like I said, it take a month to book. I said, look, I want to be able to book you every month. Have you come on every month, one day a month or something. So she's trying to work that out. So we're gonna look into that. And if it's any licensed counselors out here that would love to come on and be able to provide service dealing with mental health, because during this time we do need it. We definitely need it. So, other than that, continue to follow the show, tune in. Um, I will see y'all Sunday night, 8 p.m. Central Time with New Vision Media. Sunday night, y'all have to listen to their testimony and their story. So, until Sunday night, love each and every one of you. Until then, peace.